Alright, going first, an interesting hand. No hand traps, unfortunately, but we have all gas. So we're going to use Simoon to get us Suitary. That resolves, which is pretty good. We're also going to use Blackfeather Whirlwind and Suitary now. Honestly, if everything resolves like this, I already had Vata in hand, so that's why I went for the other guy. Now we bring out Shaman to get the Blackfeather Whirlwind. We use Vata to send Zephyros and Harminen are the normal targets. If you have neither of those available to you, that's when you go for Zonda. Next up, we're going to use Shamal to bring back Harminen, and then Blackfeather Whirlwind to bring out a tuner. Now the tuner plus Suitary is going to get out Boristorm, and I'm going to use this to send for Vata to make him a level 2, to copy the level 2, as well as recycle the Blackfeather Whirlwind. We're going to use the first Synchro Summon without the Blackfeather Whirlwind. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm really just trying to make sure I don't fully take all my board. Next up, we're going to clear the board a little bit more with the Raider's Knight. We're going to place the Blackfeather Whirlwind back on the board so we can Synchro Summon once again. Go into Blackfeather Whirlwind, bring out Shamal, Raider's Knight. Next up, we're going to go into our Brave Strix. Man, it's really cool how neither of these decks restrict you into doing these plays. Next up, rank up Magic Skip Force to bring out the Arsenal Falcon. Yeah, this is pretty much, we're pivoting strategies midway through. We have 2 Blackwing Assault Dragons, meaning anytime my opponent activates a monster effect, they will be taking 1400 points of damage, as well as a Y-Strix to trigger the Arsenal Falcon, which will get us next an Ultimate Falcon, which really pairs well with the strategy, especially if our opponent doesn't have anything, because that means we can burn our opponent for 1000 at the beginning of their turn. Next up, using Zephyros and Shamal to go into the 4-Strix. I'm going to play that in defense mode just in case. Now we're going to use the Waning Moon as our target to go into the SP Little Knight. This is full combo right here. Detaching to get us a Suitary. Honestly, that's more extension just to make sure our Simoon is online. We take 1000, they take 1000. Let's see what our opponent can do. Starting off with the Fallen of Albaz. That is a monster effect. So SP Little Knight is the perfect target to get rid of this. Honestly, using SP Little Knight in that fashion is really useful to us. They did take their 700. Now they're going to sacrifice the Branded Fusion so they can add it back to hand. But to do that, they had to take another 1400. Next up, we're going to see him activate the Branded Fusion. I have no resolution to that. He's going to bring out Lubellion. Next up, Lubellion is going to activate, discarding 1 card to get himself out Mirror Jade. Now that's another 1400. Mirror Jade is going to attempt to get rid of one of the Burn Dragons. That is fine with me. I'm also next going to go for my special summon play. He does have the out for the play. Unfortunately, the rank up Raidraptor Force is outable with Called By. That's fine. We're still going to be burning our opponent for 700 on each summon. So he has 3 more. He just used 1 of them. Battle phase. He destroys himself to take damage, but to also try to destroy my monsters at the end of the turn. Didn't realize Blackfeather Whirlwind protected me, and honestly his last card in hand, Magna Hut, would have caused him to lose the game anyway. What's good, guys? It's your boy BrandoAKAMiracle for another deck for you guys today. Today we're going to be playing Blackwing Raidraptor. That's right. Looking at this beginning of this, it looks like pure Blackwing. I'm going to go through the combos, sending Vanta over to get the Zonda, and then we're going to bring the Vata back. Next up, we're going to special summon the Harminen in the Dust and copy the Vata's level to make it a level 2. Next up, we're going to bring out Boristorm, sending the Zephyros. That will turn the guy into a level 8, and we're also going to get our Zonda. Now Zonda, we're going to convert that guy to a level 6, recycle the Blackfeather Whirlwind and put it back into the hand, and then we're going to synchro off into our first 10 Blackwing Assault Dragon. Now we're going to use Zephyros and Harminen in the Dust to exceed summon. This is where the combo goes wild. Raider's Knight. We're going to bring out Black Feather Whirlwind to bring out the second Black Winged Assault Dragon. We're also going to bring out a Vata. I do need random cards to fill up the deck right now. Our opponent has the Raider's Knight, or the Ghost Ogre for our Raider's Knight, which is unfortunate. He does take a big amount of life points for the payment though. We're going to recycle into our Strangleanius. We're going to use Strangleanius to bring out our, just to bring himself out, and then we're also going to bring out Y-Strix. Now Y-Strix is going to bring out a Zephyros, and we're going to go into an Xyz of a level 4 here to bring out the 4-Strix. Then we're going to detach to add Chris. Now we're going to also use that effect to have that face down just in case we do need it. And then we're going to use Y-Strix and our 4-Strix to go into an SP Little Knight. Unfortunately, this isn't exactly the board you want to end up on, but it's not bad. This is more interrupted, and this will probably be the second combo instead of the first combo I use. But my opponent reveals he is on Kashtira. He special summons the Kashtira, goes for that effect. Hey, that's fine. You're going to take that 1400 burn damage. Next up, he's going to use Kashtira Birth to normal summon the Kashtira Fenrir. He's going to try to trigger and destroy the SP Little Knight. Now, this is where I just dodged the Kashtira Fenrir. So for that effect, he'll still take the damage, and then he'll also take a card out of my extra. That's fine, take some more damage. Search for the second Kashtira Unicorn, take some more damage. And he's going to go into a rank 7 here. He's going to go into the Galaxy Tomahawk. I'm going to wait till he detaches all for his materials. He's going to bring out 4 materials. He's going to take the 700, and then I'm going to tribute off to destroy everything on board. Now he can get his emergency teleport and his Kashtira Unicorn. Now if I were him, I would just simply end it on a Baron there, but he is very confident to burn himself. Now he's going through all of these combos. He's going to special summon another one, take another 600 fusion summon, bring out the Rising Carp. Now I have to remember at the end of this, he can't kill me, and I will also be getting out my additional summon of my SP and my Blackwing Dragon. Now he's going to use these two to go into an 8. He chooses to go into Dragon Drive, as well as bring back his fusion guy. He realizes he doesn't have enough life points to do all of that, and then surrenders. Still would have got my Blackwing Assault Dragon, and he also realized he left his Unicorn in attack position. Blackwing Dragon would have attacked right over it for game. Alright, our opponent is going first, sets 2 and pass. Now our hand isn't any traditional, but works out really well. Black Feather Whirlwind to normal summon the Elite. Our opponent has the Ash for that. Now this hand honestly is really good at playing through interaction, because we're going to be able to summon Vata and use Black Feather Whirlwind just in case. Now our opponent has the Imperm for the Vata. Honestly, that's still completely fine, because now we go into a Synchro 6 wide away to trigger the Black Feather Whirlwind. And we're going to be able to go into Bora Storm the Wicked Wind, as well as bring a card with Black Feather Whirlwind. Now our opponent now reveals Called By. Since we targeted Vata with our Called By, or with our Black Feather Whirlwind, he kind of got target sighted, which is completely good for us, because I can now bring out the Shamal to the grave, recycle the Black Feather Whirlwind, activate the Black Feather Whirlwind, and go into a Synchro. I don't remember what I sent. Well, I sent an 8. Oh, we're going into Raider's Knight. We're completely pivoting strategy now. We're going to use Raider's Knight to go into the Brave Strix. And we're going to use Brave Strix to get our rank up spell and rank up Skip Force. Now Skip Force is going to resolve, getting ourselves out our Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon's also going to use its ability to get us another level 4. We're going to get Strangleanius. Now we're going to special summon the Wanting Moon to use his Link Fodder to get out the Y-Strix. Our opponent surrenders on the spot for that. But I really just wanted to show that clip because honestly it played around a good amount of interaction. For a turn 2 board, sure, it wasn't the best for my opponent, but he still had interaction for my plays. Alright, on this one we're going first. Not a bad hand at all. Wanted to see if we had any interaction before I did anything. Now I guess we don't, so I'm going to use Bestial Small World to kind of show off the Shamal, even though I didn't have to do this, but I really wanted to show off Black Feather Whirlwind, how it can be activated twice per turn if it's 2 different face-up cards, similar to Black Whirlwind. And also, if you replace them like how we've been doing, they can be activated again. Now, using Shamal, we're going to add Hardmitten. That's normally what you want to do, and we're going to normal summon Zephyros because we have the extra one, but normally we go for Vata. Now, Vata and Zephyros, we want Zephyros in the grave at all times. We're going to use Boros Storm. We're going to send Vata. Honestly, I would send the Wanting Moon, but I'm not exactly playing that how I normally do. Next up, we're going to use Zephyros and Sudori to go out into Raider's Knight, and we're next going to use Raider's Knight to upgrade a slightly amount. We're going to go into Brave Strix, see this rank up Skip Force, use Skip Force to go into our Arsenal Falcon. Now, Arsenal Falcon will bring out another monster, and then we'll go into the Link. Not bad, not bad. We're using Shamal as our extra monster, and then we're going to bring out Hardmitten because we can to then copy the level. Then we go Y-Strix to bring out him. Y-Strix and Arsenal Falcon are about to both resolve their strategies. Now, one thing to point out with the rank up spell being part of your Raidraptor force, you need to make sure you have an open slot. I learned that the hard way because I over comboed. You have to have that open slot. If you don't, your effect won't resolve and it won't work. Now we're going to use Forstrix. That's why I add the one Strangleanius. It's a generic special summon, and I can still bring out SP Little Knight with it. This is the board. This is not the board. We still haven't did any synchro summoning. That's the funny part. We're going to synchro summon into Blackwing Feather Whirlwind and our Blackwing Assault Dragon ×2. Now, you could think of other tech options, for example, Bestial Dispatter. You can go into one Chaos Angel, one Blackwing Full Armor Master. I am playing a few of those targets. Now we'll let my opponent out my monster with his Fairy Tale Snow. Since he didn't activate any effects, I had nothing to say about that. Next up, we're going to see our opponent use Black Feather Whirlwind, and that is going to make me chain my destruction ability. Now, this is the funny part. He still has to deal with 2 huge towers that normally are pretty hard to out. We have one monster with 5,300 and as well as one monster with 3,500. Now, he didn't have anything else, but he still didn't have enough to break the towers. I was thinking maybe he would try to use a snow play, but didn't seem that open to him, so he just let me go for game. Alright, our opponent is going first. We see that he is on tier. I see how good this field spell is. It's insane that it's being banned, because that is a really good starter for tier, but it is getting banned, and it also got negated in this situation, so I didn't have to worry about it. Our hand is interesting to say the least. We're going to use Shamal, we're going to use Zephyros, and to special summon Vata. Our opponent does have the Ash Blossom. That's fine. This will make my plays a lot weirder, but we're going to use Boros Storm to bring out himself, and then we're going to use Black Feather Whirlwind to bring back the Shamal. Now our opponent reveals the Tier Limit Heartbeat, which gets rid of my spell and also puts his Shuffler in the grave. Now I don't think he noticed how good Zonda's effect was, and he didn't really worry about Zonda. Now this is the really cool thing about Zonda, is that Zonda can pretty much make us be able to pivot the strategy and skip the Raider's Knight to just go into the Brave Strix. We use that here. We're going to use Arsenal Falcon to or bring out Arsenal Falcon since we got that free skip force. And we're then going to use Arsenal Falcon to bring out another monster. Our opponent surrenders, but I really wanted to show off that Zonda capability. Now I'm going to show you guys the deck list. Alright guys, so this is the deck list of choice right here. This is probably what I agree on the most part. There is other tech options you can use, and for me at least, I like having the deck more Blackwing-esque than Raidraptor. I like Raidraptor just being a combo engine. That's why in the main deck we are only playing 3 Raidraptor cards. We have 2 rank up spells and 1 Strangling. Now the extra deck is a little bit heavier. That's where it kind of pivots, because you only have a small 5 Blackwing package and a 7 card Raidraptor package. We're playing some Bestial targets and Bestial Dispatter and Chaos Angel as like generic 10s for our situation. But man, this strategy is really cool and it works really well when it's not crazy. Like, it can play through interruption, as you could see, but targeted interruptions what hurt it. If you get ashed multiple times or get your search effects negated multiple times, for example ash on the Simoon and then imperm on the Sudori, you won't be in for a good time. But man, this deck was really fun to play, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the deck list. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We're uploading daily, and this has been really good for me to get on that consistent schedule. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. If you have any deck suggestions, let me know. I'm really trying to experiment with all kinds of decks, so hope you guys are enjoying. Thanks for watching.